Good morning, boys and girls. We are on lesson 20 homework, page 93. The question here says, convert, show your work, express your answer as a mixed number. The first one is done for you. So I need to make sure that I know my conversions in order to solve for these problems. And then they ask you to express the number as a mixed number if needed. So the first one is done as an example. We know that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So right here, they multiply 2 and 2/3 times 3 feet. We know that 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so we get 8/3. 8/3 times 3 gives you 24, or 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 is going to be the number that goes on the bottom. 24 divided by 3 is equal to 8 feet. Now, same thing over here, you are going to convert yards to feet. So 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, so I will be multiplying times 1/3 in this case because I am going from feet to yards. And remember that feet is smaller than yards. So I have 1 and 1/4 feet. I am going to multiply 4 times 1, which is equal to 4, and 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. So I have 5/4 as my mixed number times 1/3. So 5 times 1 is equal to 5, and 4 times 3 is equal to 12. I'm going to highlight some of this so that you can kind of clearly see where I'm getting my numbers from. So this 3 feet comes from right here. Okay, and 1 and 5/4, multiplying right here, maybe circling it will help. 5 times 1, and on the bottom multiplying 4 times 3, okay? And at the top we have 1 and 1/4. So just in case you need to see 1 and 1/4 a little bit more clearly, I'm going to write it in this box, okay? So we have 1 and 1/4. What you're going to do right here is you're going to multiply, and then you're going to add. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So that's how we got 5/4. Remember, the denominator does not change when you do that. So that is in case you are forgetting how to do mixed numbers. Now, problem C, we have 3 and 5, 6 feet. So I'm using 3 and 5, 6 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm multiplying 6 times 3, which is equal to 18, and then I'm adding 18 plus 5, which is going to give me 23, and my denominator is 6, so it stays the same, 23/6. So I have 23/6 times 12 because 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, and they're converting feet to inches. So now I'm going to multiply my numbers at the top, and then I am going to multiply my numbers at the bottom. So I have 23 times 12, which is equal to 276. And I have 6 times 1, which is equal to 6. Now there's two ways to solve for this. You can either solve it this way and then divide, or you can do it the other way where you break down your 12 into two factors, 6 and 2, and you cross off your 6. So what you would get is 23 times 2, which is still going to give you 46, or you can divide 276 divided by 6, and that's what I did here. 6 goes into 27 4 times. 27 minus 24 is 3. Bring down your 6. 6 can go into 36. 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So 36 minus 36 is equal to 0. You get your answer is 46 inches. So again, there are two ways to solve for that. You can choose either or. I put a little separate mark so you can use whichever method you prefer. Now on this side, we have 7 and 1/2 times 1/2 quarts. We are using 1/2 of a quart because 1 pint is actually equal to 2 quarts. So I don't know why I put 1/2, but I should put 2 quarts. There we go. So now what I'm doing is I am multiplying. So I first am going to multiply 7 times 2, and then which is 14, and 14 plus 1, which is 15. So we get 15 halves. Bring down your 1/2. Now I am going to multiply. 15 times 1 is equal to 15, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So we have 15 fourths. So 15 divided by 4, I'm going to figure that out over here. 4 can go into 15 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract. 15 minus 12 is equal to 3. Bring your 4 over, and you get 3 and 3/4 as your final answer. Now, the next part we have 4 and 3/10 of an hour. So what I'm doing here is I'm multiplying. So I have 4 and 3/10 times 60 minutes, because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. That's where I'm getting my 60 minutes from. So if you're wondering where that comes from, that's right there. And I'm going to highlight this so you guys can see where these numbers are coming from. 60 minutes comes from right there. And over here, it's the same thing. So, oh yeah, 1 year is equal to 12 months. So that's where we got that from. So 4 and 3/10, I'm going to multiply 10 times 4, which is equal to 40. And 40 plus 3 is equal to 43. We have 43/10 times 61. Where do I get 60 again? That came from right there. That's where I'm getting 60 from. Now I am going to multiply. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying my top number and then my top number, and then I'm multiplying my denominator, numerator and denominator. So if you were to multiply 43 times 60, you would get 2,580. So I took that number over here and I divided it. 10 can go into 25 2 times. 25 minus 20 is equal to 5. Bring down your 8. 10 can go into 58 5 times. 58 minus 50 is equal to 8. Bring down your 0. 10 can go into 80 8 times. 80 minus 80 is 0, so you get your answer of 258. Now, if you decide to do it the other way, you would multiply 43 times 60. The factors for 60 are 10 and 6. You can cross off the 10 on the bottom, and you would just multiply 43 times 6, which would give you 258 minutes. Okay? Now, for problem F, we have 33 months, so we're multiplying 33 months times 1/12. Why? Because you're converting to years, so they want to know how many years. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply times 1/12. So 33 times 1 is equal to 33, and 1 times 12 is equal to 12. Okay, and 33 divided by 12. Right here, 12 goes into 33 2 times. 12 times 2 is equal to 24. 13 minus 4 is 9. Your denominator is 12 and your numerator is 9 because that was your remainder. So you get 2 and 9/12. But you can actually divide the top and bottom number by 3. So that's going to give you 2 and 3/4 as your final answer. Now turning the page, we're going to move on to page 94. On page 94, it says here, 4 members of a track team run a relay race in 165 seconds. How many minutes did it take them to run the race? So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply 165, and we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we're going to multiply 160. So let me highlight that so you can see that 60 seconds. That's where I'm getting number 60 from. 165 times 1 is equal to 165. 1 times 60 is equal to 60. And then you're going to divide. 60 can go into 165 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Add your 0. That gives you 120. 5 minus 0 is 5. 6 minus 2 is 4. So your remainder is 45. And your denominator is 60. You are not going to simplify this because they want to know how much in a minute. If you simplify it, it's not going to have your denominator of 60. We want to keep it at 60 because 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. Okay, so it took 2 and 45 of 60 minutes in order for him to run the race. Problem 3, Horace buys 2 2/3 pounds of blueberries for a pie. He needs 48 ounces of blueberries for the pie. How many more pounds of blueberries does he need to buy? So we have 2 and 2/3, and we're multiplying it times 16 ounces. Why 16 ounces? Because 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So that's where we're getting our number 16 from. So first I multiplied the denominator 4 times 1, which is equal to 4, and then I multiplied 11 times 16, and that's what I did right here. And when I multiplied 11 times 16, I got 176. 176 divided by 4. 4 can go into 17 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down your 6. 4 can go into 16 4 times. 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. So my answer is equal to 44 ounces. I'm not quite done yet. I need to subtract from 48 ounces because he needs 48 ounces for his pie. So we need to know how much more he needs. So we're going to subtract 48 from here. This is where 48 came from, the problem. And 44, which came from right here, 44 ounces. So we're subtracting 48 minus 44. He needs to buy 4 more ounces, which is 4/16 of a pound. The last question says here, Tiffany is sending a package that may not exceed 16 pounds. So she's not allowed to send anything that is over 16 pounds. The package contains books that weigh a total of 9 3/8 pounds. The other items to be sent will weigh 3/5 of the weight of the books. Will Tiffany be able to send the package? To figure that out, I would multiply first. So I am multiplying 3/5 first because it's the weight of the books times 9 3/8, which is given right here. Now with those numbers, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 8 times 9, which is 72. 72 plus 3 is 75. I get 75/8. Now I'm going to multiply 75 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 plus 1 is 22. So we get 225. So this is what I did here. I multiplied and got 225. Now I multiplied 5 times 8, which is going to give me, right here, 40. And then I need to divide. 40 divided, or 225 divided by 40. 225 goes in as a dividend, and 40 goes on the outside as the divisor. 40 can go into 225 5 times. 5 times 40, or 4 times 5 is 20. Add your 0, so you get 200. 5 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So we get our remainder is 25, and our denominator is equal to 40. So we get 25 40s. But I'm not done yet because I can reduce this by dividing the top and bottom number by 5. So if I divide the top and bottom number by 5, I'm going to get 5 and 5/8. So that's what is written here. Now with this number, I'm not quite done. I'm going to take this number and bring it over here, 5 and 5/8. Okay, so we have 9 and 3/8 for books and 14 and 8/8 for the others. To figure out how much if I have enough weight, is I'm going to add everything together. So I'm adding 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is equal to 14, and 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. So I have 8/8, 14 and 8/8. Remember that 8 divided by 8 is equal to 1, so basically I have 14 plus 1. So 14 plus 1 is equal to 15 pounds. And that is all for today.